How you doing, guys? It is Wednesday. It is not 3 p.m., which we normally at. It is 6:15 p.m., and we're doing a cooking demo. And for a lot of folks, a lot of you even here, we've done cooking demos in the past. This is version 2.0,
Our Super
right?
Bowl.
That's right. So we're going to go over some of the old stuff we've covered before, but we're going to go over a lot of new stuff. And keto is a big topic. And so we're going to show you all about keto-friendly meals. And look, the whole point of tonight is just relax and have fun, right? Our goal is not to make you a master chef, because we're not. But our goal is to demystify some of the limitations that people have when they go into the kitchen. A lot of people who here is intimidated by going into the kitchen? Either they hate it there, or they don't know what they're doing there, or they're just, a little off-putting. We're going to try to eradicate that, and Chelsea's going to give you her famous quotes. But we're just going to try to demystify it and make it fun, because mealtime should be fun. And I really hope, right now, that you're currently in the moment. We hear these things like mindfulness, right? What is mindfulness? Well, mindful is just being in the moment. You're mindful of every breath. You're mindful of what's really going on. And hopefully in our busy days, between texts and emails, we stop and we breathe a little bit, right? We belly breathe, and we're being conscious, and we're preparing food and savoring that time. It doesn't have to be a lot of time, right? But that is a great time to pause in your day. And instead of looking at it as, oh God, I gotta fix dinner, enjoy it, right? Take a break from your day and engage in that moment. And I think it's important that we take that in. Everything we're gonna do tonight is quick and easy.
Yes.
Yes.
And your quote about quick and easy? She's great at cliches.
Mine is there's no mistakes in the kitchen, but I think I know which one you're referring to.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say it.
When I first met Chelsea, this lovely face had this slide she put up during a talk, and it said, you are what you eat, so don't be fast, quick, and easy. Or something
easy, and
like
cheap.
that.
Fast, easy, and cheap.
Don't be fast,
Yes.
easy, and cheap. Anyhow, tonight we're going to show you how to be fast and easy and relatively inexpensive.
On the edge of cheap.
All right,
Yes.
move me on, my girl. I got my clicker over there. So we're going to go over the top 3 problems. So a lot of you sent this in. We asked, what's your biggest challenge in the kitchen? And the top one that we hear time and time again is time constraints. And I don't have time, and it's a busy day, and so I just go through the drive-thru, or I just pick something up, or I do a boxed meal or something like that. We're going to talk about that tonight. What would you say about time constraints? And you often talk about people going through drive-thrus.
Oh gosh, yeah. When you sit in a drive-thru, it's 20 minutes to sit in that Chick-fil-A line. So you take that 20 minutes that you're sitting in the Chick-fil-A line every day, and you just put it towards the beginning of the week, and you meal prep. So it doesn't have to be that much time if you're truly prepared, and that's what we'll talk about tonight.
Yeah, because how many people, I have this conversation every week. Oh, it's time for dinner. Come on, get in the car. Let's drive to the restaurant. Now we have to be seated. Now we have to wait for the waiter. Then we put in our order. Then we get our meal. Then we drive home. That's easily an hour. Easily an hour. Everything we're going to prepare tonight takes, on average, 10, 15, at the most, 20 minutes at the most. Simple ingredients and a simple process. So, again, we just want to make this simplified and make it fun. So what's our next problem? Know-how, kitchen knowledge, right? I feel lost in the kitchen. You don't have to have a lot of wizardry and gadgets.
No.
Simple stuff, knives and pans. Carol does a lot of food preparation.
Yes.
And so what would you say about know-how in the kitchen? What do you basically need to know?
Basically, you need a good skillet, you need a cookie sheet, you need a knife,
Simple
and
stuff.
a fork.
And we're gonna
Done.
pretty
some
simple
wine.
stuff.
That's really all.
So-
Have some
Some
wine.
wine.
Have some wine.
And some wine. But our first couple of things we're going to prepare are a stir fry and roasted vegetables, because they're so easy. And we've done this before in our other discussions, right? But we're just going to review it very, very quickly, because it's so basic, so simple, but so essential. It's so fast to come home and prepare a stir fry. So we're gonna go through, as you watch this tonight, the hows are simple. And anybody that's shy in the kitchen, I'm gonna ask you to come up and help me make a dish, or help the gals make a dish. The last one is difficulty knowing what to make. And I know my own wife struggles with this. She goes, I can make whatever you want, just tell me what it is. I don't want to have to think. So we have a cookbook. Chelsea's cookbook is right over here. Most of you may have already gotten one if you're in our Virtuoso program. If you haven't, Chelsea and I put this together a year ago, and everything in here can be made in under 20 minutes. Everything in here is basically low carb. You will not find any wheat in this book. No wheat, all right? A little bit of dairy perhaps, but knowing what to cook, there's tons of recipes, and we like simple stuff. We don't like recipes that have 20 ingredients. So we're going to try to demystify all that on the coming moments here. I'm going to turn it over to Chelsea because she's going to share with you.
This is my oven. A few years ago when I first started cooking spaghetti squash, you can see I put it in there whole and it exploded whole. So that's something I've made several mistakes of in the kitchen. But the point is there are no mistakes in the kitchen, and you can almost blow up your house, and the worst thing that's going to happen is you'll be homeless for a little bit.
Thanks for coming.
Nice, yeah. Hope you enjoyed.
But now I will never make that mistake again. I will never put a spaghetti squash in the oven whole because I almost blew up my house. But there are no mistakes in the kitchen. I've made a million mistakes, and you learn.
I love, she has a picture of, you've ever seen these, you know these pictures you see online, right? They're perfect. They're perfect. This avocado with an egg nestled in it, and it looks so pretty. And then Chelsea showed me her version, and it looked like an elephant sat on the avocado.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what it looks like. And it just, does it taste good? And simple things do.
Yeah.
Go ahead and change the slide there. So Chelsea wanted me to talk to this. That beautiful young lady is somewhere here this evening. It's funny. We like this because it launches us into another talking point, which is, how old were you at that time? 10, 11, 12? Something like that? And I joke because we have friends, very dear friends, but they eat very differently than us. And so one evening they just happened to send me a picture and it said, the Rileys out to dinner, and it was a table full of burgers and fries. And at that moment, Lainey was on the back patio having a salad. And I said, the Hubers out to dinner. And the point here is kids will eat salad, kids will eat vegetables, kids will eat anything healthy if you teach them how. We often think that kids need kid food. Kid food is just code for processed garbage, right? And so that's not true. They will learn to love vegetables, and she learned from a very early age, right? That vegetables and meats and whole foods are really good. So if I can teach Lainey to eat that, you can teach anybody to eat really healthy foods. So if you're one of those folks, I get this all the time, an adult that says, I don't like vegetables. You just haven't learned yet, all right? You can teach anybody to like vegetables. Actually, an article on our website, how to get your kids to eat vegetables, and sometimes I have to hand it to an adult to read, all right? Because we have to learn. And there's ways to do that. Just slowly introduce new vegetables into your diet, because that is the difference between really healthy and not so much, right? I had a guy in my practice once, he walked in, and we have a reputation for who we are, and he walks in with his pointed finger and says, I know you. And he goes, I've never liked vegetables, I never will like vegetables, and you can't make me. You know why he was there to see me? He had 2 forms of cancer. He had prostate cancer and colon cancer simultaneously. It wasn't metastatic disease. And I said, you're perfect, you're beautiful, you are the poster child for cancer. You've never eaten vegetables, and look where it led us, okay? And that's a real risk. When we don't eat our vegetables, when we don't like them, we don't know how to prepare them, our risk for heart disease and Alzheimer's and cancer go up dramatically. So we really we're going to prepare all kinds of vegetables tonight. And if you're not a big vegetable fan, I'm going to tell you what I tell my kids. Cover it up. I don't care. Cover it with ketchup, barbecue sauce, ranch dressing, Parmesan cheese. I don't care. Cover it up so that you like the flavor, but get it in that pie hole. It's so important. If you don't have one of Chelsea's cookbooks, we have them here. All the recipes we have tonight are going to be online, so everything we have is going to be recorded for your benefit. We're going to get cooking. Enough of me talking at this point.
Okay.
I do look at this kitchen. Isn't this gorgeous?
Yeah.
Isn't this a great facility?
Yes.
So Kathy, our lovely host from Custom Distributors. So Kathy herself has been nothing but kind and cordial and made this so easy for us to do. And I really want to thank Custom Distributors. If you walk through their showroom downstairs, come back sometime and check it out. There's some really cool stuff there. So we have bought in our house stuff from Custom Distributors for 20 years. And they're a great team to work with. So I want to thank her for tonight. All right.
Are the recipes in the cookbook or are they on your website?
They're on our website.
On our website.
Okay, thank you.
Under nutrition, and then I put them under articles, and you'll see them cooking demo recipes, everything we made tonight.
So there are some in the cookbook, but as we've advanced, that cookbook was made last year. We've added to it. Notice one thing. Again, not a lot of fancy equipment. And how many dinners did we prepare? I don't know how long we've been going. I'm going to guess an hour and 15, somewhere in that ballpark,
Yeah.
maybe a little
We
longer.
did 4 dinners.
We did 4 dinners plus a lot of snacks and a lot of quick things, all in that hour. Now imagine if we weren't doing all the chatter in between, okay? So it's very simple to prepare a lot of these meals ahead of time on a Sunday, and you've got them ready for the week. And hopefully our goal tonight was just to show you, hey, it doesn't have to be hard. Our goal is to show you that it can be fun. Spend some time in the kitchen, with your family, with your kids, your spouse, and enjoy that time. And take it as a little downtime. Don't take it as a penalty. And I think you'll find that part of your day is really, really enjoyable. And hopefully we've shown how it can be really, really simple. We know a lot of you, but we may not know everybody here, and there'll be people watching this video. If we've inspired you to think differently about your food, that was really our goal, and to try to make it doable. But there are a lot of people wrestling with everything from weight loss to thyroid to energy issues and sleep issues, and that's what our office does. We're an integrative office, and we employ really smart people. And Chelsea is a great coach in this area. But if you're wrestling with any of those things, we believe that quality of life is key. And we believe absolutely that you should live to 80, 85, 90 years of age and be viable and healthy and active and on the golf course and not in the nursing home. And we think that starts with good food and basic lifestyle. So we talk about things like being mindful and being in the moment. We talk about healthy foods and healthy sleep and exercise. Because when you practice these basic things, the complicated things that involve cardiologists and oncologists happen far, far less frequently. So hopefully we've paved a road in that direction. You guys have any final comments you want to make?
I would say, as someone who works and is providing for a family and is cooking for a family, you can do this for a family. I do it for teenage boys. They're keto as well. Now my 13-year-old will tell you he's keto by default.
By default.
But he's a whole other animal. But in any case, what I'm trying to do is instill in them healthy eating habits now before they go off to college, and start filling their brains with all kinds of stuff that they can't do, like that one over there, of stuff that I don't want them to have. I'm starting to instill it now. Kids will embrace this. They'll get there. Mine still wants snacks, but that's why we buy the Dukes, and that's why we have the rolls, and that's why we find the other fun stuff. You can do this as a family. It does not have to be, because I always said when my husband first started with Dr. Huber years ago, I am not a short order cook. I am not doing something healthy for Dad, and then I'm making something healthy for you guys. If it's healthy for Dad, that means it's healthy for you too. And we're doing this together as a family because that's how it works. So if you're in that realm where you've got still kids at home, you can totally do this, and it doesn't have to break your budget, and it doesn't have to kill your time. That's my big takeaway.
I want to share this big lug. He's bigger than me. He still can't take me down, but he's bigger than me. So Augie grew up in my household, surprisingly, as did my beautiful daughter Lainey, and we just talked about foods at a very young age. And so I talk to parents all the time, and I said, this is the time to be talking. Not pushing, not forcing, but just talking. And so when he was growing up, we would say, oh, that broccoli is going to make your feet really fast on the soccer field. Oh, and that chicken's going to make your brain learn your letters really fast. You're going to be a great reader. And we gave these foods qualities because they really do have qualities. And on that off chance that it was a Sunday and we're watching the Bengals game, we might go to the grocery. And notice I said go to the grocery and get a chip, not go to the pantry, because we never kept them at home. But on a special occasion, we would go get a little ice cream, or we would go and get a chip. But they knew the difference just because we talked about it that way. Now, this isn't really good for us. You might notice your belly doesn't feel as good, your energy's not as great, but it's just a fun little occasional snack. So it wasn't like we villainized cookies and pies and cakes, but we put them in their proper place. There's something you can have, but not often, and we don't keep them in the house. And I'm proud to say he just finished his freshman year of college, and he came home, and he didn't pick up the freshman 15. Okay?
Yay, Augie!
Now, Augie went to Moeller High School, which all of you know is an all-male school. It's a very macho school. It's a very meathead school. I love it. I'm a graduate of Moeller High School. And he would go every day to this macho school and have what for lunch?
I had a salad.
Salad.
I had a salad.
Salad. Okay? And so he goes off to college, and I'm sure he had his fair share of Milano subs and pizzas. But tell him your experience. How hard is it to be with your friends and go out and do stuff and not go crazy on food?
For me, it's definitely not been a challenge, especially during my freshman year of college. And people are surprised when I let them know that I didn't really gain that much weight. I didn't lose any weight, but I definitely didn't get the freshman 15. When I go out to restaurants with friends, I can see all the different pizzas and burgers and French fries and all the things that they'll be having, and I'll order salad, and sometimes I'll get made fun of. I don't really care, but growing up with my dad, I learned a lot and I experienced a lot, and I got to know what things are good for my body and how I can build myself and become stronger. So
Show him your biceps. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
So this is a true story.
Poor
True story. He played on a select soccer team and went away for one of those weekends where they have a soccer tournament. And he came home, and at the time he was around 15 years of age. And he gets out of the van and he goes, "Oh, Dad, I can't wait to get home." They're on the road for 3 days playing soccer. He goes, "All they gave us to eat for 3 days was fast food. I can't wait to get home and get some real food." Now a teenager's complaining that he had too much fast
Yeah.
food, right? And so
Yeah.
not that he never has a cheeseburger or a piece of pizza, but he knows the difference. He knows how his body feels. And he would tell me as a kid, I know I'm better on the soccer field when I eat good, or that I'm better in the classroom when I eat good. And so I point that out, and I point out my daughter eating a salad, because kids will eat healthy stuff if we offer it to them and we make it delicious, right? Good man.
Good job, Augie.
Good man. All right. All right. So if anybody has any final questions, we're pretty much done with everything we had. We'd love to answer any questions you have. I got a few pamphlets over here about the Sunny Olive. We have cookbooks. We have Dale's bars. And we're here
still
to
have food.
here to help.
We have food.
Oh, we still got food.
But
Yeah,
no
did you get
wine,
enough to
no
eat?
plates.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We got more, man. We got more.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for
so
joining
much.
us.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Have a great night.